What you are currently experiencing is not a sequence of disconnected, fortunate events. It is a documented cognitive phenomenon. This is about recognizing a profound shift in your own perceptual apparatus. A shift that allows you to see the patterns and connections that have always been present in the fabric of your life, but were previously filtered out by a mind conditioned to maintain the status quo. You've started to notice them, haven't you? The same obscure word appearing in 3 different contexts. The chance encounter that provides a perfect solution. The ideas that arrive fully formed as if from a different source. Here is the underlying mechanism. Your brain is a pattern recognition engine of immense power. Right now, your internal operating system is undergoing a significant update, causing your perceptual filters to change. You are becoming attuned to a stream of data that aligns with a deep systemic evolution occurring within you. This isn't abstract philosophy. It's a principle of how consciousness interacts with reality. Your mind is recalibrating to perceive what is now relevant for your next stage of growth. Reflect on the past few months. How often have you been involved in situations that felt less random and more composed? How many discussions have you had that delivered the precise insight you were missing? How often has a question formed in your mind only for the answer to appear in an article or conversation shortly after? These are not arbitrary coincidences. They are data points confirming a new alignment. Your reality doesn't communicate in grand pronouncements. It communicates through coherence, through the elegant convergence of events that statistical probability alone cannot explain. And when the frequency of this coherence increases, when it becomes so persistent that it defies dismissal, you know you are crossing a threshold that will redefine your life's path. But this is the point of critical misunderstanding for most. They perceive transformation as an external force, an outside event that will rescue them or rearrange their circumstances. The actual process is far more elegant and empowering. The world around you is not about to be magically changed for you. Rather, the profound changes that have already taken root within you are about to be reflected by your external world. Human development isn't always a gradual, linear climb. It often happens in integrative leaps. A moment arrives when a critical mass of new insights and experiences consolidate, creating a paradigm shift. When this cognitive restructuring occurs, your entire external reality begins to reorganize itself to match this new internal framework. People, information, and pathways that were previously outside your field of awareness suddenly become visible and accessible. obstacles that once seemed solid and permanent are revealed to be functions of your old perception and simply cease to be relevant. This is why this message has found its way to you now. Your awareness is priming itself for such a leap. The information you need to navigate this transition is being drawn into your field. And be assured, this transition will challenge the foundational assumptions you've held about who you are and what is achievable. The signals have been accumulating for some time. That persistent inner stirring, that undeniable sense that your life is meant to encompass more than your current situation, the way specific knowledge or tools have shown up just when you needed them, the conversations that felt like you were receiving a missing piece of a blueprint you are still uncovering. Your deeper intelligence has been laying the groundwork for this shift long before your conscious mind became fully aware. It has been integrating data, forging new neural connections, and preparing you for a scope of reality that your logical mind, based on past data, could not have projected. This explains the vivid dreams, the sudden bursts of creativity, and the insights that feel as if they are being downloaded directly into your mind. The organizing principle of reality does not expend energy on systems that are not prepared to receive it. The very fact that you are registering these signals, that you are resonating with this communication, signifies that you have already successfully navigated a series of internal checkpoints that many people never reach. You have shown a capacity to look beyond the surface, to question inherited beliefs, and to trust an intuitive knowing that defies simple logic. And that very capacity has made you a candidate for a more direct partnership with the intelligent, creative force of life itself. Call it systems intelligence. Call it emergent order. Call it whatever you wish. There is a coherence at play in your life that is far more sophisticated than your conscious planning could ever be. This intelligence has been observing your readiness, preparing you for the moment when the perceived walls of limitation would be revealed as constructs you were ready to dissolve. The sense of acceleration you've been feeling, the feeling that time itself is behaving differently, is not a product of your imagination. It's a hallmark of rapid cognitive growth. As you approach a breakthrough, the linear perception of time often becomes fluid. Past lessons, present actions, and future potentials begin to inform each other in a dynamic, non-linear loop. You've likely observed this in your own experience. Entire hours can vanish when you are in a state of flow, aligned with your purpose. A single day can feel like a lifetime when it is dense with integration and insight. This is not confusion. This is calibration. Your entire being is adjusting to function at a level of coherence that is unfamiliar to the majority. The people in your social ecosystem have been reacting to this internal shift, even without consciously understanding it. Some are drawn closer, recognizing a quality in your energy that feels like authenticity and stability. Others are creating distance, unconsciously sensing that you are evolving beyond the familiar role you once played in their lives. These relational adjustments are not accidental. They are necessary reconfigurations as your personal energy system expands to support the next iteration of who you are becoming. What is unfolding now will ask you to rely on a process that operates beyond conventional logic. You are about to be presented with possibilities that will appear from your old vantage point to be highly improbable. You will witness synchronicities that stretch the limits of belief and face choices that will decide whether you fully inhabit the life you are designed for, or shrink back into the safety of a paradigm you have already outgrown. The moment you have been preparing for is no longer on the horizon. It has arrived, and the initial test of this new reality will not be a grand, dramatic event. It won't be a lightning flash of insight. It will likely appear as a simple, almost mundane decision, disguised as something so ordinary that your logical mind will be tempted to overlook its pivotal importance. This is how the deeper intelligence of life often works. It doesn't shout its most significant invitations. It whispers them through your own intuitive impulses in moments of quiet presence. The unexpected email that opens a new door. The quiet suggestion from a friend that shifts your entire strategy. The inexplicable urge to visit a certain place, leading to a life-altering connection. I'll pause here for a moment to say what is customary in these exchanges. If these ideas resonate and you wish for this dialogue to continue and deepen, the most effective way to support it is by subscribing. This is more than a metric. It is a signal to the complex algorithms that something of value is occurring here, ensuring these conversations can grow and reach others who are also at this threshold. Your rational mind is a tool designed for analysis and control based on past evidence. But what is now required is a different faculty. It requires you to operate from what could be called intuitive integrity, the capacity to act on the coherent signal that arises from your entire being, not just your intellect. It's the willingness to follow a course of action that may not make immediate logical sense to anyone, including yourself, until later, when the perfect alignment of the decision becomes clear. Most people freeze at these junctures because they wait for certainty. They demand guarantees and logical proofs before saying yes to an opportunity that feels both perfect and intimidating. But genuine growth doesn't offer certainty. It offers resonance. It offers that clear, somatic signal when a path is correct, even if the mind is filled with questions. You have been building this capacity incrementally. Every time you trusted your gut instinct over external opinion and were proven right. Every time you took a calculated risk and found unexpected support. Every time you chose the path of growth over the path of comfort. These were not isolated incidents. They were training simulations, preparing you for the much larger operational leap you are now ready to make. The frequency of your attention is now attracting circumstances that exist at the convergence of the improbable and the inevitable. Events that, by old standards, should not occur, but feel completely natural and destined when they do. Your reality is about to become saturated with these paradoxical opportunities. And your skill in navigating them will not only shape your own future, but also the futures of those you are here to influence. Because this is a truth you must now integrate. This shift is not just for you. It is happening through you. You are not merely a passive recipient of good fortune. You are becoming a functional node of coherence, a channel through which new possibilities and solutions can be introduced into the collective field. The people you meet, the projects you initiate, the stability you bring to your interactions. These are all becoming instruments for something far larger than your personal story. This is why the stakes feel higher now. It's why your awareness is amplified, your emotions are clearer, and your intuition is more precise. You are not just upgrading your own life. You are becoming an agent of stabilization and growth for the systems you are a part of. The previous version of you, the one who was overly concerned with external approval, who hesitated on intuitive hits, who dimmed their own light to fit in. That version of your operating system served its purpose. It protected you and brought you to this point. But it does not have the capacity to run the programs of your future. What is now required is a level of authentic expression that may feel unfamiliar, that will challenge old norms, and that will demonstrate a new range of what is possible. You are about to find that reality is far more responsive than you were taught, that the limits you accepted were merely suggestions, and that the obstacles you were wrestling with dissolve when you stop fighting and align with the intelligent current that has been guiding you all along. The next phase of your journey will test your ability to hold complexity, to be both strategic and surrendered, to be deeply focused while remaining open to unexpected input, to serve the whole while fiercely protecting your own well-being. These are not contradictions to be solved. They are dynamic tensions to be managed with increasing skill. Observe your environment over the coming weeks. Notice how projects that were stalled begin to flow, how relationships that were conflicted find resolution, how the exact resources you require materialize from unforeseen channels. This is not magic, though its effects feel magical. This is the natural outcome when an individual achieves such a high degree of internal alignment that reality can collaborate with them as a clear and effective partner. You have been in training for this your entire life, through every challenge that built your resilience, every failure that taught you humility, and every joy that expanded your capacity to receive. The world is about to witness what happens when someone stops waiting for validation and simply begins to operate from their true nature with quiet confidence and clear intent. This is not an ending. It is a beginning. If you have followed this exploration to its conclusion, if these concepts have activated a sense of recognition within you, then you are already aware of the truth. You are not the same person who began this process. A fundamental shift has occurred. There is no returning to a less aware version of yourself. You were guided here for a reason, not to passively absorb information, but to activate a potential that was always resident within you. The synchronicities that led you to this moment were not accidents. They were appointments with your own evolution. The next move is yours. You can dismiss this as mere theory and return to the familiar patterns that, while safe, have become restrictive. Or you can acknowledge the resonance you feel, that quiet, insistent signal that has been growing stronger. Every experience has been a preparation for this. You are not separate from the intelligence that organizes galaxies and designs ecosystems. You are a unique expression of that intelligence, and you are finally ready to consciously embody what that means. Your true work begins now.